class. I'm Jason Rhodes, and this is my Week 7 speech. Today, I want to talk about field strip and a Glock Model 30. A Glock Model 30 is a subcompact 45 caliber semi-automatic pistol. This is what the Glock Model 30 looks like. As you can see, it doesn't come past the bottom of my hand. An average one comes down a couple more inches so you can get a fuller grip on it. When you're dealing with guns, always make sure they're empty. So we're going to unload this one, okay? Always take out the magazine first, because you're just going to put more bullets in the gun if you don't. And rack it back to make sure the final round comes out of the chamber. Then you want to double check and make sure that there is no more bullets left. You can see in that hole there are no more bullets left in the gun. Alright. A Glock is a lot different than your average pistol. Most pistols, they'll have a little bolt or switch right here that when you want to take off the top part of the slide, if you want to take off the slide of the gun, you pull it back, lock it to the rear, and you twist that little piece, you release it, and your slide would just completely come off. A Glock is different. For any Glock owners, you know, it's not a lot different, but it's more difficult. I remember when I first got my first Glock, it took me hours and hours to figure it out, and I finally had to call my friend's dad, who was a gun dealer, and figure out how to take my Glock apart. First thing you're going to do is make sure it's empty and pull the trigger. Okay, if you don't pull the trigger, you won't be able to get this gun apart, okay? I like to do this. I like to grab it from the back and pull it forward, pull the slide back a little bit. I don't know if you can see on here, there's these two little slides on both sides of the gun. You have to pull them simultaneously, and then you can let go. Lovely. I didn't get it all the way that time. Like I said, it is pretty difficult. And you only want to slide the gun back a hair. If you get it to rack again, it's not gonna work. Okay, try maybe the third time. It's been a while since I've taken my gun apart. I think I keep letting go of these little slides too soon. There we go. That's what the problem was. Well, see, make sure you hold on to these little slides the entire time until you get the front piece all the way off, or you're gonna keep getting jammed up like I did, okay? This top part of the gun is known as the slide. Inside the slide, you're gonna have the barrel, and between the barrels is gonna be a spring. This is the spring inside the gun that works the double action. You can see it. Okay, well, it's pretty hard to push. There you go. This works, this motion of the gun that re-racks the round every time that you shoot off a bullet. So without that spring, the gun wouldn't be able to go back and re-rack itself and put another round in the chamber each time, okay? And obviously, this is the barrel. Obviously the bullet comes out of the barrel, and you won't be able to see it inside here. Well, you might be able to. The bullet has twists in it, so it can actually throw the round out like a football, like a spiral, so it's more accurate. Okay. This part of the weapon obviously has the trigger and all the internal parts. Everything on a Glock is internal. this. There it goes. This is part of the trigger mechanism. Oh, also on the Glock, they have this little button right here that you have to pull down before you actually engage the trigger. It keeps it from going off. It's the only safety on this weapon. To put it back together, all you're gonna do, you gotta have this shield facing up. That's actually catches your spring and holds it. You're gonna lower that into the gun, push it back. You're gonna put this spring back in, and then, you're gonna put it onto the slide rails, and then just rack the gun back, and it's back together. Okay. To double check to make sure your gun's put back together properly, I like to use a pencil. It's just an old trick that I was taught. You see how the pencil jumped? It means your firing pin's working, everything's in working order, that it will work whenever you need to put a round down range. I was referring to double action. This gun is only double action. Double action is when, how can I explain it? An old revolver would be single action, where you have to pull the hammer and the trigger comes back all the way back and then strikes the bullet every time. That's called double action because that's come all the way back and then forward. The Glock, as soon as you pull you have to obviously rack it to get around in the chamber. And once you do that, it's going to be in double action. So it means the trigger's pretty much all the way back every time. And every time you shoot a round after that, it's going to go forward and bounce back. So you're always in double action, which means a lot less trigger pull. And it's a lot easier to, it keeps you from messing up when you're shooting. Now to load the gun, you put the magazine back in, rack it, and I like to put I like to keep my magazine full, and I like to keep one in the chamber full. So I'm going to take the one that I, dropped on the ground, and I'm going to put it back in my magazine to make sure it has a full load, because you never know when you're getting all your bullets, and you don't want to ever be one short. Today I hope I was able to teach you a little bit about how to field strip a Glock pistol. They're all the same regardless of caliber, and a little bit of the workings of a gun and safety of the gun. And also, just a little tip to everyone, most military people, I'm sure you already know, keep your fingers straight off the trigger at all times and never point your weapon at anything you do not intend to shoot. And good luck, everybody. Good luck on the final.